Hey guys, Marslingan here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. So we are going to be seeing tomorrow, sometime after, it'll be about 12 plus hours after this video comes out, but less than 24. I don't know exactly when I'm going to put it up, but in 24 hours time, this banner will already be out. We're going to talk about the banner very briefly, and then mostly we are going to focus on the two units. It's a good situation to be in because the banner I don't think is worth summoning on. So this is, I think, the last time it was on Global. So this is when these two characters were released. So I believe this previous one, this is the last one that was on JP, I think is this one that we're getting. So this could be the list of units. Not entirely sure, and obviously as we know it could change for Global anyway, but that's not the main focus on the video. We are here of course to talk about the awakenings for Launch and Oceanus, but I wanted to very briefly cover the banner, if only as much as to say do not summon on this banner. This is definitely a Wales only banner. Even if you don't have Launch or Oceanus, I wouldn't say either of them are must have units for most players. Even though they will be useful for certain aspects, which of course we will go over in the second part of the video. But yeah, the banner's just not worth summoning on. From what we can tell from the news, unless there's going to be a last minute update, they're not adding any more sales. So if you're somebody like me who generally picks up most of the sale stones, I of course picked them up when the Gohan banner launched and then used all of them to summon for Gohan. So if they're not going to add more sales, I'm definitely not going to be buying full price stones in order to summon on this banner. Now obviously it is double rates and all the LRs are on here. Obviously this list isn't even up to date now because from the time this came out on JP, I think we do have at least one or two more LRs that will be in there. In fact, the physical Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta should be in the banner now as well, since the his legendary banner has come and gone. But the banner's not worth summoning on. A, no sales, and then B, as you can see right here, it's a blue coin banner, and blue coins are pretty useless. Honestly, the only time it's good to really have them is when the type banners come around again, and then you can buy like one of the 50% support units, but you need so many of the coins that it's not worth summoning a bunch on banners like this in order to build up those blue coins. So it's a bit of a catch-22 situation, but yeah, the banner I would say not really worth summoning on. So I just wanted to sort of put that right at the beginning. But let's go ahead and look at the units. So this is the Launch after Awakening. Obviously the one thing you can see straight away, looking at the SSR art, she goes from being the blonde hair Launch to being the blue haired one, the passive docile one. But as you can see from like passive and the information up here, she transforms immediately. So just like the Int Brienne, who is the other main PEPPY GALS leader, but we'll talk about her in a second as well. So you don't actually really ever play as the blue-haired Launch. So if she's on the first rotation, or regardless, I guess, really, but even if she's literally on the first rotation when you load into the event, you're going to see her animation straight away, and then she transforms into the blonde-haired Launch. So I don't know why they even bothered to put super attack information. I guess it shows on the card, but so she instantly transforms. So back to being the blonde-haired Launch that we've had to use, but quite a considerable upgrade. So she does supreme damage and greatly lowers attack and defense. So greatly lowering attack is obviously super useful, especially on things like Super Battle Road. And then her passive skill, attack and defense 120%, which is very solid. Even for like a Dokkan Fest unit, that's kind of what we'd expect to see as a baseline, unless they had some kind of other defense raising gimmick or something like that. So 120% very solid. Ki +3 plus an additional attack and defense 60%. High chance of performing a critical hit and launches 2 additional attacks, each of which has a high chance of becoming a super attack for 6 turns from the start of the turn. So again, Super Battle Road, anyone? Like 6 turns seems like a pretty good, like especially on something like the PEPPY GALS stage before we get the extreme version on Global. You're probably not going to be going much longer than 6 turns. So having an additional 60% attack and defense, A high chance to crit built in, so 50%. So obviously if you're building her in the dupe system, you want to give her 4 additional. Launches 2 additional attacks, each of which has a high chance of becoming a super attack. So if you get the God RNG, she can do 4 super attacks and they could all be crits, which is pretty insane. She seals the super attack of the attacked enemy when there is another Peppy Gals ally attacking in the same turn. So obviously on a Peppy Gals team, that's going to be guaranteed every single time. So sealing is obviously very useful as well. Yeah, pretty crazy. She's also on Transformation Boost, which is kind of funny. She's on DB Saga and Earthlings. So Earthlings, she is actually, you know, one of the top tier cards for that category because admittedly it is a little bit lacking, but yeah, she's going to be one of the better units on there. But she does have the Peppy Gals at 120 lead, which, as you can see, we got the Int Brienne, who is the same exact type of card. She transforms straight away, and you only ever play as this version. Has a 120 lead for Peppy Gals or Transformation Boost. Arguably, Ribrienne is still the better leader. She also gets 120% attack and defense, but she gets an additional 10% and debuffs the enemies per ally on the team. The buff to herself doesn't have a cap like the enemy nerf. So if you have a full Peppy Gals team, her additional bonus is, what, 70%? Whereas launches is 60% for only 6 turns. And then she is also a Peppy Gals support unit. So you want to be bringing her really anyway. I still think the ideal build is double Ribrienne leads. But then launch, I think, absolutely earns a spot on the team straight away. So one of the things we will be doing, of course, is taking her into the Peppy Gals stage of Super Battle Road to try her out once her awakening does indeed go live. And then the other one, of course, the other headliner is the Oceanus Shenron in the princess form. So she becomes a Shadow Dragons category lead, 3 key and 120% stats, which we'll talk about in a moment, is very, very good for a very specific reason. On super attack, she raises defense for 1 turn. It is a 30% raise, does supreme damage and seals the enemy super attack. Then she gets 3 key and 120% attack and defense, so she's very self-sufficient, which is really good. Obviously, if you're running her on the Shadow Dragon Saga team, she's going to share the GT link with everyone on that team, which is a key link, so you're never going to not super with her, which is really good. She gets an additional attack and defense 60% and launches an additional super attack when the target enemy is in attack down or defense down. So, again, big boost to her stats and gets an additional super attack. And it's very easy to activate the attack down on the Shadow Dragon Saga team because Omega Shenron does it with his passive and Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta does it with his passive as well. And so of course you're going to be getting that guaranteed additional super, which is where the second part of her passive plays in, which is attacks effective against all types and a high chance to stun, which is 40%. When the target enemy is sealed. So obviously she seals with her first super attack, and then as long as they're attack or defense down, she does an extra super and now they're sealed. So unless you kill the enemy, I guess you target with the first super attack. So then she's super effective against all types and has the high chance to stun on that second super. So she is absolutely perfect for Shadow Dragon's Super Battle Road. And going back to her leader skill, if we look at the Shadow Dragon team, Physical Omega is still the only quote-unquote proper leader. These guys have really low-level leader skills. We've got the Goku from the actual anniversary, like during the event. His leader skill is only 77%, even after Easy A. And then, of course, Omega is the main leader with the 150%. So you take a cut in 30% stats if you run the Awakened Oceanus as your leader for the Shadow Dragon team. But the trade-off for that, which I think is 100% worth it, is you can now run STR Omega Shenron on the team instead. And thanks to his Easy A, because, you know, Physical Omega, a little bit outdated at this point, unfortunately. So with his Easy A, STR Omega is way better than the physical one. So now this means you can run Oceanus as the leader and then run this guy on the team and then bring a friend Omega So we're absolutely going to jump into the Shadow Dragon Saga stage of Super Battle Road to show off that team build. Because another unit who got incredibly good thanks to his EZA was the Nova Shenron, which means we can run a rotation of the Oceanus and then I guess maybe this Omega, and then on the other rotation run the physical Omega and Nova. And the two rotations are just so incredibly tanky. We're doing all the extra effects like sealing, potential stunning. It's just going to be a very, very good run. So that's going to be interesting to do for a video as well. So really, the main takeaway, of course, of the video is both of these units are incredibly good after Awakening. You know, we knew this when they first came out on JP, but like Dokkan definitely following this trend recently of giving some of these older units awakenings that actually make them really, really good and really fit into some of the, you know, top teams that you'll be running on certain harder events like Super Battle Road and then like Infinite Dragon Ball History or the Legendary Goku event, because you know they both work the same way. Long form event where building up defense is kind of the most important factor. Those two kinds of events and Super Battle Road, those are like the two measuring sticks, I guess, now for whether units are good. As long as they're useful in one of those two modes, then they can be considered like higher tier units. And both of these units are going to be absolutely incredible in Super Battle Road. So of course, you know I'm going to be jumping in and trying them out. So let me know what you guys think down below. Do you have both of them already ready to go? I think I have launch with 3 dupes, and then I actually only have the 1 copy of Oceanus. So it'll be very interesting to see how she does on the Shadow Dragon stage of Super Battle Road at only 55% once she is a TUR. But I'm very much looking forward to trying them out. Like I said, even though I can use extra dupes of them, do not summon on the banner. This banner is definitely not worth summoning on for all the reasons that we talked about in the beginning. But, I mean, let me know if you still are. I mean, if you're a whale and you, like, go full whale mode, then, I mean, it's, I guess, worth a try. It is double rates. Maybe you can pull some LRs. But for, like, 99% of the people probably watching this video, I would say absolutely avoid this banner. Even if they do add more sales at the last minute, I would probably pick them up and then just save for whatever's coming up next. So let me know everything you think, all of the stuff, the units, the teams, the banner. Let me know all your thoughts down below in the comments section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the link to the Discord in the description and feel free to join in the fun down there. And I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.